Welcome everyone to the New Fly Fisher. It's early fall, one of my favorite times of the year to visit Northern Ontario. The days are generally warm and comfortable. The nights are cool and perfect for sleeping. The leaves are just starting to color up. A true signal to anglers that one of the best times to go fishing is finally upon us. For this drive to adventure, we have traveled to a region of Algoma I've never fished before. My friends and I are on the hunt for big smallmouth bass on a fly. From streamer fishing to explosive topwater takes, this will be a great deal of fun. Stay with us.
Ooh, that's a beautiful one. Check out this beautiful smallmouth.
That is what you're in for on this episode of the New Fly Fisher.
The New Fly Fisher is brought to you in partnership with Destination Ontario, Algoma Country, Scientific Anglers, Trout Unlimited, WeatherTech Canada.
Algoma Country in central northern Ontario is one of my favorite places to visit and fish. Blessed with thousands of lakes and rivers, it's lightly populated and offers anglers exceptional public access. From brook trout to steelhead, there's a wide variety of species available to anglers, all at drive-to destinations. One of my personal favorite species to catch in Algoma is smallmouth bass. The lakes and rivers surrounding the Trans-Canada Highway, which runs along the top of Lake Huron and Lake Superior, have healthy populations of bass. Of equal importance, the smallmouth bass here grow to massive sizes. And I do mean massive. Thanks to a rich diversity of prey items, the smallmouth bass have a steady diet of food to help them sustain and grow. But it's the abundance of smelt that has resulted in exceptionally large average sizes of bass. The average smallmouth bass caught is in the 3 to 4 pound range. But it's not uncommon for us to land 5 or 6 or even larger sized fish on our trips. Catching these hard-fighting smallmouth bass on a 6-weight rod, it's truly heaven and a unique experience for fly fishers. Best of all, you will rarely see another angler on the water, especially in the spring or fall, which is when I typically take my holiday fishing trips to Algoma. Because of the quality of the smallmouth bass fishery, I've had many friends and even viewers ask if they could join me on one of my yearly fishing trips to Algoma. This was the beginning of what was to be known as the annual Algoma Bassarama. Held in either the spring or fall, they quickly grew in popularity. Each year, we would stay at different resorts, motels, cottages, and other locations to base our daily fishing expeditions. All were reasonably priced accommodations, and usually we would bring our own food to cook, as well as eating at local restaurants. It was the perfect blend of fishing, friends, food, and a great deal of fun. This past September, my friends and I decided to fish a new area in Algoma that is approximately an hour north of the Trans-Canada Highway, following Highway 129 as it winds north along the picturesque Mississauga River Valley. Our destination is Aubrey Falls Trading Post and Outfitter Resort, which is on the doorstep of Aubrey Falls Provincial Park. The whole region is blessed with numerous pristine lakes and rivers, which is why it is popular with canoeists, campers, and explorers. Though this provincial park is technically closed and not maintained, it's still open to the public. Our plan is to fish in the park on Rocky Island Lake, which has numerous public boat launches. We've heard wonderful things about this lake for years in terms of the fishing, structure, and scenic views. Surrounded by high granite cliffs and featuring numerous bays and gravel shoals, this is smallmouth bass heaven. On our first morning at Aubrey Falls, it was sunny with bright blue skies, normal weather for September. There's still mist on the water, indicating how cool it was last night. In my opinion, these conditions are ideal for smallmouth bass fishing. Once the waters begin to warm up throughout the day, prey items such as minnows, crayfish, and insects will become more active. The cold nights will signal to the smallmouth that winter is coming, and they'll definitely have the feed bags on. After launching the boat and rigging up our rods, we set out on the water. Joining me today is fishing friend Adrian Foster. Like me, he's been coming up to Algoma Country for well over 10 years and loves it here. So, I mean, look at that. This is pretty sweet, isn't it?
Actually, it is very nice.
Yeah, and it's in
Now,
the
yellow's
shadows
a good
here.
color, I think, in this with the color of the water, right?
I would say, yeah.
Yeah, nice and bright.
With the stain. We started casting to the shoreline, using poppers to assess how active the smallmouth are. There are many osprey in the area, and we felt that the bass should be hugging the shoreline that has shadows. Adrian started with a popper and dropper rig, an effective setup that works well for trout and bass alike. You're gonna throw a popper in there, like hit the wall with the fly. Don't be afraid to hit the wall. Even closer. There you go. That's where the money shot is. Good. There you go. Well done. And look, it's something else in the corner just disturbed over there. This is a good start. Good start. And he took the dropper.
Yeah.
Look at that.
Clever fish.
And that's what happens a lot of times.
Well, that's
when they get, if they're a little negative.
They go after the little bug.
Yeah, they'll go for a little leech, or in this case, it's like
What is it?
It's an ice minnow, like we use for trout fishing.
Lots of color, though.
Yeah, lots of color, and that's 18 to 24 inches below.
On very light, like only like 5 pound on the leader?
No, this is...
That's 10.
It's 10 pounds, so 0x up here, basically, or 1x.
Yep.
And then down here, this is 3x.
3x. The boss says
45.
cast a little edge. Oops, a little further. But we won't waste that cast. Oh, see that swirl right beside it?
Yeah,
You saw that, eh?
I did. There you go.
Oh, I missed it.
Whether in a streamer or topwater, they're not subtle takes generally. Unless they're really in a very solemn mood, like from a cold front or something. But they've had this warm weather and sun for the last week, so it's pretty stabilized. We don't have, it's not too hot.
Yeah, there are no weather changes coming in, I don't think, are there?
No. So we're
good.
Basically in the low 20s right now, 20 degrees Celsius, 20 to 23. And that's in the 70s. Oh, there you go.
There we go. Right. Oh, what have we got here?
So even the little guys are just so much fun. All right. Nice.
Just like the doctor ordered.
Yeah. So these shadows at this time of the day, we're about noon. We're finding with the bass. This is what we got. This is where we're going to find them right now. The smaller ones are in the open sun, but the bigger fish are tight against the rocks. So nothing there.
Not there.
And go up 4 or 5 feet off that point. So we're working all the points, and they'll be anywhere in here. And don't be afraid to hit the wall.
I just did.
Yeah.
I just abused that poor thing.
Yeah, because you have to put it right against the bank, just like a streamer or a hopper.
What you can see here now, actually, the rock face here, actually they're about 10 feet out. There's a pile of rocks sitting here, so it's actually deeper. Well, they could be up on that surface, right? I mean, there's like 3 feet or 4 feet of water up in there, and then it drops right off, right there. Well, like I said, in the deeper water.
Yeah, one just came up behind your fly right now. I just saw him.
Just now?
Yep. I saw his shape. He didn't take it. Because the water in this lake is stained, we discovered that the smallmouth were not always afraid of being in direct sunlight. Fishing to cliffs and drop-offs in the sun sometimes worked out well.
Same spot.
Well, I hate to tell you this, I got a bass.
Oh, you got a bass, you bugger. Is that what you call that?
Yeah, that's called poaching. We met up with our bass fishing friends who had stopped to grab some lunch. Everyone was having a wonderful day, and we shared information on what was working and not working. Friends, food, and fishing. Does it get any better?
Try the other side.
Yeah. Nice cast. As you can see, I had to resort to a paddle because my battery ran out on the controller for the electric motor. And when anybody who's going out fishing, this happens. Of course, you're supposed to keep the batteries, spare batteries, in your bag, and they're back in the truck. So paddle will be it's a lot quieter than the motor, even though this 4-stroke Yamaha we're using is very quiet. Just kind of nice still to be able to get out here and cast.
We're going stealthy.
We're going stealth. And we're still fishing the shadows. Oh, you go. That's a nice one. Keep tight to him. That was a nice take.
Yeah, it was good. Great take. I have to, oh, come on now. That's the size of that guy.
Bring him over here, head first.
Yeah, coming. Here he comes.
Oh, yeah. Perfect. But that's a nice 2-pound, 2.5-pound bass. And we know they catch them to 6 pounds in here. Nice.
You want me to paddle him?
You did offer. So unfortunately, we're having to take turns now paddling. And what I've got is a yellow popper on, which has been working well all day with the stained water. We're looking for shadows. We're looking for pockets, interfaces. And what I've done is I've got a dropper on it. So it's about 18 inches below the popper, because sometimes the bass, when they're a little reluctant to come to the surface, but they see the disturbance, they'll come up to take a look, see that little, oh, I think I got one, oops. I missed it. I wasn't paying attention. But that's what'll happen. Your popper will just go down and there's no movement. And they've eaten the dropper. Ah, missed him. That was cool. Casting. Yeah, it's a better bass. Oh, nice jump. Well, you see the sun's over here on the flat and there's shadow against that flat wall. And I thought, they won't be out here on the edge because of the sun and it's gonna show them. So I put it right against the wall and that's one of the keys. Oh, we got off. One of the keys is not just getting the fly into pockets, but even a flat wall here, and you can see it goes out to a point, they're gonna cruise back and forth in that shadow and be protected from predators. So it's a great place to throw a popper. It's so much fun. There we go.
Yeah, oh yeah.
Oh! Did I hit the camera, man? Sorry.
Oh yeah.
It feels pretty good. I don't know how big it is. Oh, it's just a look at it. Look at it. It's amazing. Like, I can hardly wait to get a 4-pounder because these fish are so strong here.
Come here. Hang on, buddy. Just relax.
Now notice how they've changed. They were very dark in that one part of the lake. Now they're a little more golden brown. It's a big one too. As often happens, we just got, as Adrian helped me get unhooked, I got snagged a stump that was up against the wall.
Oh geez.
And the cameraman sat down, take a break, and I cast over against the shadow here, gave it one little pop, and look at this bass.
Look at this.
This is a decent bass.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah. This might be my biggest for the day so far. And it's funny, we thought they'd be in the pocket. Look, he's over there.
He's over against the wall.
Yeah. But he's close to where all those little rocks are, the shale. That might be the difference.
Oh, that is a big fish.
Yeah, that's a nice one. That's easy, 2 pounds.
And, oops.
Hang on, I'll get his head up. There you go. Woo! That's a solid 4.5. Wow. That is a good size bass. Look at that. Wow. Beautiful bass. I'd call it, I'm gonna go conservative. That's a solid 3.5, 4. Look how fat that fish is. Oh! To get them on poppers like we are today on a sunny day, beautiful.
Fantastic fun.
This is so much fun. So much fun. It's your turn now. Your turn, my friend. Now it's time for Adrian to catch a decent bass with a popper.
Yeah, there's nothing for the. Oh, you saw that. That was a pike, I think.
There you go.
Whoa!
Well done.
Oh yeah. Get this unwrapped. That's probably a good idea.
Oh wow, look at that. He's rocking it.
This fish is.
So the little froggy of death worked. Deer hair.
Whoa!
Popper.
Come on, come on, come on.
That's a big bass.
Oh, that's a big bass.
It's a big bass. It could be your bass of the day. So far. Whoa!
Gee.
That is a solid 4.5 pounder. That's a big bass. Well done. That's bigger than the one I caught a little while ago.
Oh yeah, the froggy of death did what it needs to do.
Right, well, look at that. Look at that slab. And all top water. And here we are.
Yeah, that was in 2 feet of water.
I know. And it's what, the 9th of September? This new deer hair frog pattern seemed to be the right choice. and Adrian started catching one fish after another. Yeah! All right. Okay. Go. What a great day we had on the water. Most of today we spent exploring and checking out structure. Not another angler was seen throughout the day. Just a kayaker out enjoying the final light. We headed back to the boat launch, and an hour later we were at Aubrey Falls Trading Post, getting ready for a barbecue. Sleep would come quickly tonight. Our second day at Aubrey Falls Trading Post, we awoke to cloudy conditions with a forecast of possible rain. Adrian and I decided to have coffee and breakfast at the restaurant and roadhouse, which is affectionately known as Twisted Sisters. After getting refueled by a delicious meal, we headed back to Rocky Island Lake to do some more exploring and fishing. At the boat launch, Adrian and I rigged up our 6 and 7 weight rods. We had a popper on one rod, and the other was rigged for a weighted streamer. After getting set up, we then launched my John boat into the lake and began a slow and cautious drive to some new areas that we'd identified on a hydrographic map, indicating great-looking structure. We decided to start fishing some small beaches and also some rocky cliff walls. With the overcast skies, our belief was this would attract the smallmouth bass looking for crayfish, leeches, and other food items. We started casting a popper as a searching pattern to locate active bass. You put your next one farther over to the left here. See that where that foam is? Perfect. Try over to the left of that branch in the water.
You'd think by now we'd have something, huh?
Yeah, well, it just might not be here. After determining the bass were not along the rocky shores, we moved to some gravel shoals that extended out into the lake from small islands. This large alluvial gravel deposit was from the glacier's runoff as the last ice age ended.
Whoa, 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 whoa.
Good bass?
Something.
Oh.
What happened? Well, it was a big strike. I don't know whether a pike or a bass, but it was on the surface. I kind of expected it was a bass, and then I just lost it.
So it slipped through your fingers?
Slipped through my fingers, yeah.
That, we all have that happen. If you lose that tightness, it's going to be gone, right?
Stripped right off.
Well, good job. We know they're here. This is what we're hoping for. You're 5 feet under the stern right now. So you're probably casting to 3 feet, 4 feet. This is where it'll be anywhere in here, right? Cruising around. So Adrian and I just came out. We come out late, had a nice late day, sleeping in a bit, which is nice about these type of trips. We just I just went along a rock face, and Adrian was casting to like some outstanding looking. Oh, there you go. That might be a pike. I'm not sure. But that was a nice jump. It's a bass.
That's a nice bass.
That's a very nice bass. All right, when you're ready, bring his head up. And he took that orange popper with a yellow belly. Yellow seems to be the thing here for them to see.
Nice hit.
So I was saying, what we were doing is fishing some rock faces. Nothing. So I suggested, since it's overcast and it's cooled off, maybe the bass have come up on these flats. And we've got a big sandy and rocky flat here. And I mean, this is 4 feet of water, but they feel safe because
that is a nice fish.
Yeah, it is a nice fish there, Adrian. Well done. The bass feel safe because the predators will have a hard time seeing
Oh,
them.
geez, look at the size of that guy.
Yeah,
Come on out. Come
you
on
can
out.
do it. You got him well. It looks like you took. There you go. Well done.
Whoa.
That's a very nice fish. That's like a 3-pound bass, 3.5 pound bass.
Like
Look
your
at that.
finger.
Beautiful.
Wow.
Got him. Oh, he's off. I had that fish. I lost him. That was tight to him. There was a small amount of weed in the odd rock, but essentially the flats were relatively barren and ranged in depth from 2 to 6 feet. They looked really fishy, and combined with the overcast skies, we thought they might attract wolf packs of smallmouth bass hunting for prey. It didn't take us long to find out we were right. I bet they're going to be all the way in this bay here. Poppers. Fun.
Just a little scrapper here.
Any size? Oh, that's a decent one.
Ooh, hang on, buddy.
I mean, net that, or can you lift it?
There you go. It's interesting how the coloring changes in different parts of the lake, right?
Yeah. Darker here. a little
Darker
bit of
here.
the stripes.
Yeah.
But I'll just let
Nice
you
little
go.
fish. There you go, buddy.
Thank you.
Oh, there we go. That was a good miss. And that's an on. That's not a miss.
There we go. That's what it did. He took it out on the sitting still. And it's a bigger fish.
Good fish?
Yep.
Oh, yeah.
That's what we were looking for. It's 6 weight.
When we grab the net?
Yeah, if you don't mind there, Adrian, grabbing the net.
Nope, not at all.
Look at this. Unreal. Strong they are.
Where are you?
Yeah.
Come around here, fish. Oh, that's a nice one.
That's a nice fish. And that was in literally 3 feet of water.
Oh, that's a biggie.
Look at that bass. Isn't that beautiful? And they're big and fat here, and they're so strong. Okay, let's let him go. And there's my reward. But that's unreal. Like see the bottom here clear as day, and you can't see the bass, but it's overcast. They're coming out of 14 feet of water up into these flats, and they're from 4 feet, 5 feet, right in here to 2.5, 3 feet. Top water. So
Top water fishing.
yeah. That was great. This one jumped on it. I love it when they do that. You got one. You had one there.
Yeah, I was watching that. He went
You were
for it.
watching me and
No, I was
you got
watching-
eaten. So we're in 5 feet of water. They're out here in 5 now. So they move around, Adrian,
Yes, sir.
as they will
that's
do.
good fish.
It's a decent one, yeah.
See, that's what
Gonna-
happens.
Grab, I got 10-pound
You
leader.
stop watching what you're doing, and the fish.
That's what happens, right?
Yeah.
But it's also proof that letting it sit is kind of what, they're down below looking at it, and when it doesn't move, they grab it. That's what happened to this guy. And look, you know what's really cool? You look in the mouth, you see crayfish. Oh. You got there, or do you need my help?
I think I got this guy. He's right on the lip, so that's good. Oh, decent. Nice little fish.
Oh yeah,
Oh, that sounded good.
that did sound good. Oh, good fish.
What an awesome day. And we were saying back at the camp, we said, boy, it'd be great if it rained and got overcast. There we go. Adrian and I had so much fun fishing these gravel flats today. The rain is now coming down, and it seems like the ideal time to head back for dinner. Tonight, our group has requested dinner at the Twisted Sister Roadhouse restaurant. The cook brought out a wide range of delicious pub food, which was perfect at the end of a long day of fishing. Again, another wonderful day of fishing, ending with friends, food, and a few tall tales of the big one that got away. Today I'm on my own, as Adrian had to head home early. A good friend from Florida invited me to join him fishing with famed Algoma guide Adam Valley. So after breakfast, I jumped in my truck and drove approximately an hour or so to meet up with them at a boat launch on the shores of Lake Huron. I connected with Rick Smith through a casual phone call. He rang me asking about where to fish for large smallmouth bass. Of course, I invited him to join one of our spring Bassarama trips, and we quickly became good friends. That was nearly 10 years ago, and Rick fell in love with this region of Algoma. He now comes up every May and September to fish for the large smallmouth bass, usually guided by Adam.
I met Colin on the telephone because I wanted to find a place to go to catch smallmouth bass, and he suggested I come to this Bassarama without even knowing me. And I came, and we went to 2 or 3 different places now, but I've met a lot of people from Canada and the United States who have become good friends and have a like mind to do bass fishing, and it's just been great. I fished other places for smallmouth, and I just can't figure out a way to top it.
Today, Adam is taking us to a river that runs into Lake Huron and holds large numbers of smallmouth bass. This promises to be a very fun day of fishing for Rick and I. Initially, Adam had us fish the river mouth, where it flows into Lake Huron. Tall reeds combined with weeds dominated this area, and we had no success locating the smallmouth. So Adam took us upriver to fish some structure.
Okay, so what we got here today is we're on a river with some current and a lot of nice structure. So we're gonna be throwing topwaters because the smallmouth are doing their fall push and they're actually moving up shallow right now. So we're gonna be hitting sand flats with some wood and some grass, and if we can find some rock all in the mix, that's gonna be the key. Good job, Rick. Oh, yeah, they're coming. You got them. You got them. Let's get tight. You got them. Oh, boy.
Good job, Rick.
Oh, that's a nice one. That's a big one.
I continued to cast my popper, but it was becoming obvious this wasn't working. It had to do with changing conditions, as Adam explained.
Okay, so yesterday Rick and I were on this river and the fish were really hitting topwater. We had some sunny conditions. We were able to pick our fish off, lead them with the topwater. Today we're starting to deal with some overcast conditions, and we're seeing the fish up in the weeds, and we're actually having a little bit better luck with the subsurface or the intermediate lines. and the fish are just reacting to it a lot better than the top water. So always stay versatile when you're on the water. Don't be afraid to change things up from yesterday. Conditions are always going to dictate what these fish are doing. Oh yeah, that's a good one right there.
That's all the further I can do. I'm too far to the left, probably.
No, you moved them. Might not be far enough, but you might be. There's a lot of them. There's a whole pile of them right here.
Though Adam's fish finder was clearly showing we were surrounded by smallmouth bass, they just weren't moving to our flies. Time to move upriver and locate active fish.
Nice going, Colin.
Little one.
Got it.
Got him?
Yep.
Oh boy.
Thanks, buddy.
Nice cast, Rick.
I don't care all the names you call me. It's okay. I don't mind.
Adam was using his side-scanning fish sonar to help us spot fish, but generally, we were casting to visible structure like beaver lodges, rocky shoals, and fallen trees that would help provide current breaks and ambush points for the smallmouth bass.
Little bomb.
Did I ever get old though, Ricky?
No, but a lot of people would be happy with these.
Decent
Little baby. We gotta fish the rocks.
Oh, it's a little one. Fun on the fly. There he is.
If that's a big one, I don't know if he's big, but it's a fish.
Looks like a good one.
He's not coming up though, I'm wondering.
Nice.
Nice fish, buddy. Thanks, man.
Though I tried popper fishing at various locations throughout the day, streamers were definitely what the fish were targeting. Rick was exceptionally successful using streamers on an intermediate sinking fly line. I needed to get in the game to keep up with Ricky. So Adam pulled out a yellow clouser from his fly box, which I quickly tied on. It didn't take me too long to start connecting with the smallmouth again. I'll let it sink a little bit more.
Is that him?
Yep.
Little
It's a
one.
big one.
Not a big one?
No, I don't think so. It's not real big, but it's still good.
3-pounder.
So basically what Adam's doing is he's using a combination of his experience and the sonar to locate the weed patches, as you talked about earlier, Adam, and this is where the bass are relating, it seems, this time, right? But you like them when they're on the rocks and the sand flats and things like that, but right now,
They're getting either down in the deep or they're getting themselves in the grass.
wow, look at this guy
Because
go.
it's been pressure. Even these 3-pounders like to fight hard though.
Yeah, they do. So obviously these smallmouth are a little bit stronger sometimes than what they are in the lakes, but I don't know. 6-weight rod, 10 pounds, and it's just, look at the belly on this fish. It's eating really, really well.
No.
There you go. And this is on a Scotty McFly. Nice healthy bass, very strong. And what a great species to fish for. Go ahead and let him go there, Adam. I think this is one of the reasons why I love coming here to Algoma, is that there's such a diversity of fisheries in terms of, I mean, you go out with you, Adam, at this time of year and get pink salmon. A little later, you can go steelhead fishing, and all the way through here, smallmouth bass, and you're telling me you're taking people out for smallmouth and muskie, right?
Yeah, 100%. Plus we got a lot of different diversity just in terms of smallmouth, from the big lake to inland lakes to rivers. Kind of got a little bit of everything here to offer to people. And you know, we get those windy days, we still get to get out fishing.
And basically, I'm down about 2 feet
Oh, there's a fish right there. Another little one.
The fly is about 2 feet down. I'm not actually letting it sink much with this intermediate line. I tried using a floating and a long leader, but I wasn't getting the success. And Rick pointed that out to me as a good friend and said, you know, I think you need to go back to an intermediate. As soon as I did, into fish. But that going down 2 feet, 3 feet, sometimes the bass just don't want to come up. Okay, let's get this guy in. It's not that big. Fighting really well for its size. There you go.
Moving, coming. Oh, they're small. Gonna bite right now. Good job.
That's a little bigger.
A whole bunch of them too.
It's close to the end of fishing. Time to get one last smallmouth bass on camera to close out the day. But Rick keeps poaching my fish.
Ricky, they're on you. Get tight, get tight.
Good job, Rick. Good poach.
I don't think it's that small, but I don't know.
No, it is
Yeah,
bigger.
it's a bigger fish. You gotta land this one now, Rick.
That's big
No
fish.
pressure.
That's easy, 2 pounds. Whoa.
Nice. Nice fish, Rick.
Nice poach, my friend.
That's a fat one. Slab.
Nice fish.
Good job, Rick.
For reasons I cannot explain, I snapped. And this happened.
$100 line just
Was.
garbage can.
Here.
I think he was serious. He cut my line off.
Yep.
I went and caught a fish and he wasn't ready to cast. And I thought the fish would be in the next Providence by the time he got his line out, so I cast and caught the fish. So he cut my line off. Not just the line, but actually the fly line. Here you go. Cut the fly line off. With scissors.
The leader was out the end of the rod because you're getting ready to cast again. Had to cut it all. Just cut my line.
Sean, take it.
Kidding me? Ricky, what the fuck? I thought it was shockingly hilarious. Was not expecting that reaction, and then wasn't expecting the same reaction back from Rick, not gonna lie. So I was caught in the crosshairs, or crossfire, I'll say. Right in the middle.
Well, first of all, this fish was pointed out. Colin had his line wrapped around his legs and there was weeds on it. And I thought if I don't make this cast, the fish is going to be in the next province. So I picked up my rod, made the cast, and as soon as it hit the water, the fish ate the fly. And I brought it in, and Colin wasn't too happy about that. So he actually came over and cut my fly line. I was almost in shock. Of course, I had to reciprocate, and I cut his fly line. So I wasn't too happy when it happened. It was, you know, I got over it.
Unbelievable. Really. My fourth day did not start well, as I woke up with a fever. After using a test kit, I quickly learned that somehow I had contracted COVID, as did Jeremy, my cameraman. So we ended up staying in our cabin for the next 2 days, mostly sleeping and recovering. Our friends continued fishing and brought us some meals from the restaurant, but kept their distance for obvious reasons. This seems like a good juncture to talk about Aubrey Falls Trading Post and Outpost Camp. Situated in the heart of Mississauga Valley, this business has been in existence since the early 1920s. Randy and Sherry are the current owners, and besides offering cabins and motel rooms, they also have a restaurant and well-stocked convenience store. We love the restaurant for the food, and especially the great atmosphere. There's even detailed maps on the walls showing all the lakes and rivers that abound in this region. Aubrey Falls Trading Post is the ideal location to stay when fishing or exploring Mississauga Valley and the provincial park which is less than a mile away. It's our final day of fishing. I'm feeling much better and ready to get back on the water one more time. At the boat launch, my friends all got their vessels in the water first. Then COVID Colin launched his boat last. My friends kept close throughout the day to ensure I was safe, but still kept a good distance away. At first, we checked some gravel shoals and rocky points. A few fish were caught by my friends, but generally the fishing was slow. The cool temperatures this morning meant the smallmouth weren't active yet. We needed the sun to warm the water temperatures a bit. We never caught another fish all day. How was that? First cast. I also saw there's some weeds here, and I cast to the point. Look at this guy go. And on a cold day like today, I'd be the first person, ooh, that's a decent pass. I'd be the first person to tell you. On a cold day, water temperatures have dropped. They're not going to be looking up. This is proof that sometimes the rules don't apply and you gotta change it up. And oh, look at this guy go. That's a pretty big bass. That's easily 3.5 pounds, I'd say. I mean, beautiful bass. What's important is I'm eating a banana. I started eating one. The cameraman said to me, well, there goes our fishing day. First cast with a banana in my mouth. Okay, let's let this beautiful fish go. I think I overestimated. I'm gonna call that a nice heavy 2.5 to 3. After a slow morning, we decided to pull our boats up on a gravel shoreline and have some lunch. Of course, I was at a distance from my friends to ensure they did not catch my COVID. During lunch, we discussed our options for exploring new waters. It was decided we should head to the dam and check and see if there's some active bass feeding in the flow waters. For this bass fishing trip, I used both a 6 and 7 weight fast action fly rod. The 7 weight was ideal for casting poppers on windy days. I used a weight forward floating line for topwater fishing and for subsurface streamer presentations, an intermediate fly line, which sinks at 1.5 to 2 inches per second. And this helped me effectively fish the water column from 4 to 8 feet in depth. I used an 8-foot tapered bass leader from Scientific Anglers, which had a 10-pound rating, ideal for smallmouth bass. The flies of choice were Tiger Popper in size 4 from Salted Flies, Yellow Popper with black tail in size 4, and the Green Froggy of Death, designed by the late Ian James. For streamers, Scotty McFly's in white or chartreuse was wickedly effective in sizes 4 or 6. Clouser minnows in yellow and chartreuse with brown backs also worked well in sizes 4 or 6. We also brought some bronze goddesses, which are fantastic crayfish patterns in sizes 6 or 8. We approached the dam and spotted some safe locations to anchor our boats. We then began casting into the flowing water. Within minutes, we knew moving here was a really good choice. My friends and I hit the proverbial jackpot as we caught one bass after another with some bonus walleye and pike too. The smallmouth were tucked behind boulders and drop-offs, feeding on food coming down from the dam flow.
That's a decent fish.
Nice fish.
Thank you, sir.
Well done.
It is my first time to Algoma, and I've been really impressed. Beautiful countryside, and great fishing, I have to say. I was not oh, Jeff, stop that.
I'm sorry, Fabian.
I was just not expecting him to catch so many fish all at once. That's a good fish.
A bigger one, I think.
Good stuff. Oh, nice.
I think he's ready.
Oh, Jeff, this is a decent fish. Very nice.
Awesome. That's nice.
There. Saw the line move. Oh, it's another big one too. It is a big one too. Son of a gun, I got lucky. Just where you expect them to be, whether it's a bass or a trout. And they're all big fish. All super strong. Bring this baby in. He's got... This is crazy. Good size these bass. Beautiful. Beautiful bass. I'm gonna put him on the reel. This is a very big fish. And I'm hoping I can land him. I was swinging Scotty McFly. And what I did was I cast it upstream, just like you're supposed to. Gave it some upstream mends. And as it got tight, I just started giving it little light pulls. And this guy came up, and I think he's over there on the shelf, on the edge of the shelf. Whoa, this is a big fish. Might be my biggest for the day. Oh yeah. It's fun. And there was no doubting. I saw my line go straight, like, and I don't think I had much slack. He was already moving with it. Look how thick that bass is. Getting lots of food here. Oh, there we go. Oh, wow. Wow. That is definitely my biggest bass of the trip. Despite getting COVID and losing 2 days of fishing, landing this massive smallmouth bass was the perfect way to end my trip to Algoma Country. I want to thank everyone at Aubrey Falls Trading Post for taking care of us this past week. We had so much fun. If you want to learn more about this video, then check out the description box below or our website. Thanks for watching, and I hope to see you on the water soon in Algoma.
The New Fly Fisher is brought to you in partnership with Destination Ontario, Algoma Country, Scientific Anglers, Trout Unlimited, WeatherTech Canada,